Back out there, Trey Turner was doing some things there out there today. How are you? What are your thoughts on their progress? And
I think their progress is good. It really is. And having Trey, Andrew, and Wes, for that matter, all three back out here, starting to work. With Trey, he's progressing. Through the quad. Andrew is loosening up and has really had a couple of sharp days. And with Wes, his settled down. So it's good to see them all out there competing and doing the things we need to have them do.
We saw Cam Sims take the big hit, obviously, in that game. Did he start feeling some effects after?
He did. And he's in the protocol. So far, he's managing and getting through it.
And we've asked you a lot about Curtis and the plan and all that. But in terms of the person, you've obviously known him for a while. Just what difference do you see in him in terms of the happiness, I guess, that he's able to be back out here?
Well, I think it's really about the confidence. He's everything I think that Al did, as far as the training staff, has really given him confidence that he has gotten over the hump. And I believe that's part of why you see so much of his energy out there. And that's a tough thing, especially, for finally tuning athletes, is the confidence, hey, I can get out there and I can compete and not worry about it.
Saw Logan take some 7-on-7 things. Just how important was that for him, and what'd you make of it?
That's very important for us. It's another milestone. As he gets more and more involved, it gives him a chance to hopefully be ready to go in that first week, and we'll see how it what this means as we practice tomorrow. We'll have a light workout on Friday. We'll do a light workout Saturday. Sunday they'll be off, and we'll come back and we'll do some light work on Monday.
For the for the final preseason game, do you find players tend to bring it more with everything on the line?
I think so. And it really does kind of separate some guys, in my opinion. I can recall way back when we had a guy, a running back, when I played, that his game, that fourth game was, he returned a kickoff for a touchdown, ran the ball really well, and that's how he ended up making the team.
With Logan Thomas, obviously when he gets back healthy, what do you think he's capable of doing in this offense? I know you talked a lot about what Carson can do for this offense. What can Logan do with Carson in this offense?
Well, I've been fortunate. I've been involved with this style of offense for 16 seasons, and the tight end has always been a big part of it. My first introduction to it was watching Antonio Gates have the kind of years that he had, and then getting Greg Olson and Jeremy Shockey and watching those guys have the success they've had, and then getting Logan my first season here and seeing what he was doing for those first 2 years until he got hurt. And so, the potential is good things, and not just for him, but for the other tight ends as well.
When you have injuries at the position, is it tough to see that, or is it good that so many guys are rotating through the position so Carson gets that kind of practice, or all the quarterbacks do?
It's a pick your poison. I mean, it's good to have all those guys out there working with Carson and the other quarterbacks. But it's also good that we got to watch how some of these young guys can be. And so that's the plus. The negative is now they're starting to work with Carson. Now they're starting to develop that rapport that you're looking for.
We see a lot of the younger tight ends, especially the ones that are dealing with injuries, always stay late to work on little details of blocking and whatnot. What have you seen from them, if you've been able to catch any reps of that, just in their improvement?
Well, really, when they're doing those things, it's really all about the technique, the process of making sure they learn and understand and know what they're supposed to do. Understanding what their leverage is, how to step into their leverage, how to set their hands, how to set their feet. And so, you go through it and you watch what, Coach Castillo's doing, and he and Coach Storm, they're trying to take a good long look at that footwork. The nice thing is with Juan, with his background as an offensive line coach as well, he can really see those things and help those guys with it.
With Cam Sims, would you expect him to play this weekend?
Probably not. He did report him early in the week. He has progressed in the protocol, but he also still has to go through the steps. I mean, it really is a full week process if it's done properly for the player. And that's what we're trying to make sure everything's fine with him. Is that it? Cool.
Have you made a determination about who's going to play?
Very limited. Very limited. Very limited. Very limited.
Is that offense and defense?
Yep. Very limited.